The silent symphony of space. Why the universe makes no sound. When we gaze up at the night sky, we often imagine the universe as a bustling stage filled with stars, planets, comets, and galaxies all moving in a grand cosmic performance. Yet, if you were truly there, floating among the stars, you wouldn't hear a single note. Space, despite all its fiery suns and violent explosions, is profoundly silent. Why is this so? And what does it reveal about the nature of our universe? The science of sound. To understand the silence of space, we must first understand sound itself. On Earth, sound is created when something vibrates. Those vibrations push particles, air molecules in our case, into waves of compression and expansion. Our ears detect these waves and translate them into what we call sound. This means sound needs a medium, air, water, or solid matter. The denser the medium, the faster sound can travel. For instance, in air, sound travels at about 343 meters per second. In water, it moves more than 4 times faster, around 1,484 meters per second. In steel, it's even faster, roughly 5,960 meters per second. But what about the vacuum of space? With virtually no particles to bump into each other, there's nothing to transmit those vibrations. No medium, no sound. This is why, despite being filled with drama, asteroids colliding, stars collapsing, black holes devouring matter, space does it all in complete silence. The astronaut's perspective. Astronauts experience this silence in ways few of us can imagine. Inside the International Space Station, ISS, sound is present. Fans whir, equipment hums, and voices carry through the pressurized air. But the moment they step outside in a spacesuit, they enter absolute quiet. If two astronauts were floating side by side in space without radios, shouting would be useless. Their helmets would vibrate with their own voices, but no sound would travel across the vacuum to the other person. This is why all extravehicular communication depends on radio waves, which can cross the void without needing air. Many astronauts have described this silence as eerie and almost overwhelming. With no ambient noise, the only sounds are internal, your breathing, the pump of your suit's systems, or the crackle of a radio transmission. It is both serene and unsettling, reminding them how fragile human presence is in this endless, quiet sea. Why movies get it wrong. Hollywood loves drama, and sound designers love to exaggerate explosions. Think of spacecraft blowing up in a booming fireball. In truth, an explosion in space would produce no sound at all. You'd see light, fragments, and maybe feel vibrations if you were close enough, but not a single boom would reach your ears. The idea of silence in such powerful moments can be hard to grasp, which is why films usually ignore it. But in reality, even the death of a star, a supernova releasing as much energy as billions of suns, unfolds in utter stillness. Space is silent, but not empty. Here's where it gets interesting. While you can't hear sound in space, the universe is far from inactive. Space is alive with invisible motion, streams of charged particles, bursts of radiation, magnetic storms, and plasma waves. These don't make sound in the traditional sense, but they can be measured and even converted into audio. NASA has released haunting recordings based on plasma waves captured by spacecraft. These sounds aren't natural in the way we hear birdsong or music, but they are translations of real cosmic vibrations, turning silent data into audible experiences. The result is eerie, low hums, whistles, and pulses that sound like something from a science fiction film, yet they come directly from nature, where sound can travel beyond Earth. Although deep space is silent, not every world is mute. Celestial bodies with atmospheres can carry sound. Mars, its thin carbon dioxide atmosphere lets sound travel, but differently than on Earth. High-pitched sounds fade quickly, while lower tones carry further. NASA's Perseverance rover has captured actual Martian audio, wind gusts, the crunch of wheels, and even the zap of its laser tool. These eerie sounds reveal just how alien the red planet is. Titan, Saturn's moon with a dense nitrogen and methane atmosphere. Titan could carry sound well, possibly even better than Earth. However, voices there would sound deeper and slower due to the atmospheric pressure. Venus, wrapped in a thick, toxic carbon dioxide atmosphere, sound would travel faster and farther than on Earth. However, the crushing pressure and extreme heat make Venus too hostile for human ears to ever listen directly. In short, while the universe as a whole is quiet, pockets of sound exist where atmospheres allow it. Silence as a scientific advantage. Interestingly, the silence of space helps science. Because no sound waves interfere, instruments can make ultra-sensitive measurements without acoustic noise. Radio telescopes, for example, can pick up the faintest signals from across the galaxy. This quiet is crucial in the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. Programs like SETI, Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, use massive radio dishes to listen for potential signals. The absence of background clutter in space makes it easier to detect any unusual transmissions, though none have yet proven to be alien in origin. Cosmic events without a soundtrack. It's mind-bending to realize that some of the most violent events in the universe are soundless. Consider supernovae. When massive stars explode, they release energy equal to billions of suns, yet no sound escapes. Black hole mergers. Colliding black holes ripple spacetime itself, producing gravitational waves detected on Earth. Still no sound. Colliding galaxies. Entire galaxies crash together over millions of years, stars slingshotting through space, but silently, like a dance in a vacuum. We observe these events through telescopes, radiation detectors, and gravitational wave observatories, but never through our ears. The human dimension of silence. For astronauts, the silence of space isn't just a scientific fact, it's deeply psychological. On Earth, we're never truly in silence. Even in the quietest places, there's still wind, insects, distant traffic, or the rustle of leaves. Space strips that away. This lack of sound can heighten awareness. Some astronauts describe it as meditative, almost spiritual. Others find it unsettling, as though the universe itself is indifferent, a vast expanse unconcerned with human presence. Final reflection, the meaning of silence in space. The silence of space is more than just the absence of sound. It's a profound symbol of the cosmos itself. It reminds us that the universe does not behave according to human expectations. It doesn't cater to our senses or our need for drama. Instead, it challenges us to adapt, to invent technologies like radio communication, and to imagine new ways of perceiving reality. It also humbles us. On Earth, sound surrounds us, shaping our lives and emotions. In space, that soundtrack disappears, replaced by the quiet grandeur of creation. The silence amplifies the mystery, making us more aware of how rare and precious our noisy little planet truly is. So, the next time you look up at the stars, remember, behind that breathtaking view lies an infinite ocean of silence, a silence that invites us to listen, not with our ears, but with our minds and our imagination.